Winning Shot family. What's going on, man? It's your boy, Herbie J. And we got my guys here with me. I got Collin and Hunter Clark. Collin is back with us. Man, we locked in with another episode of the Winning Shot podcast. We appreciate y'all once again for tuning in tonight. We got a good episode for y'all. As you know, NFL Conference Championship weekend just ended, and the Super Bowl is now set with the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll be facing the Philadelphia Eagles. Still sad to say the Ravens are not in it, but you know, every day gets better. Every day gets better. But nah, man, we just want to give a good recap of the weekend. And but first, fellas, how y'all doing as we start this good Monday, this good week off, man? How y'all boys feeling before we get into that recap for the weekend?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Got a mic, man. I'm definitely excited to tap in, man. It was an exciting weekend. Yeah, man. Trying to get locked in like y'all boys. Yes, but exciting weekend, man. You know, we'll talk about the games. Definitely had the Chiefs and Eagles, but you know, we'll get into it, man. Hundo, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Can't complain, man. Started the week off strong. We're gonna talk about these games. We're gonna get into these games. Let's get it.
Man, let's get straight into it, brothers. All right, so we had the NFC Championship yesterday, and it was the Washington Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe we all picked the Eagles to win that game. I personally picked, and you can put the clip in here right here if you want to, or insert clip, here, wherever you're going to put it. But I did say that Washington was going to match the spread, which is at 5.5. I was wrong. Let me put this into the mic. I was wrong, really wrong about that. That game was a blowout, and final score was 55 for Philadelphia and 23 for the Washington Commanders. I'll read over the numbers real quick, man. Jaden Daniels, 29 for 48 for 255 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Jaden Daniels also led the team in rushing with 6 carries for 48 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Zach Ertz led them with 11 receptions for 104 yards. Taylor McCoy was right behind him with 3 receptions, 51 yards, and a touchdown. But as we discussed just now, Philadelphia, they just really blew everything out the water. Jalen Hurts, 20 for 28 for 246 passing yards and a passing touchdown. Saquon Barkley continued his dominance of the playoffs. 15 carries for 118 yards and 3, not 1, not 2, but 3. He was toting that peel. You feel me? 3 tugs on the ground. Shout out to Will Shipley. He is a Clemson Tiger alum. He came out of nowhere. I didn't even know Buddy was really hooping for him. I don't think they knew he was still hooping for them until yesterday.
Hey, no cap. When he hit that long run, I had to wipe my eyes. Like, hold on.
Is this William? William? Is that you?
Hey,
4 carries, 77 yards in a tud.
Hey, he forced a fumble too.
Yeah.
He did that. He big hits and hey, they say play some special teams as a young bull. We give you a carry. And they gave him a carry in one of the biggest games of the year for them.
Facts. 4
of them, actually. And then, of course, you had tush push Mr. Hurts, 10 carries, 16 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Typical tush push behavior. But it worked. Once again, contributed to the blowout. And overall, a great game. A.J. Brown, 6 catches, 96 yards, and a tud. So, once again, blowout behavior in Philly. So, once again, I was humbled. I didn't expect them boys to come out like that and do them that dirty. I didn't think that they'd win. I did say that Philly also scared me last week. They put all that to bed yesterday. I can't even hold you. So, but fellas, how did y'all feel about the game yesterday? What were y'all thoughts?
Man, honestly, I think the tone was set in the first drive for each team. Like when Washington came out and they went on that 18-play drive, I was kind of disappointed that Dan Quinn decided to go for 3 because I feel like if they at least would have scored on that drive because they had so many 4-down conversions, that at least might have steered the momentum in one direction. But after Saquon had that 60-yard run, it was over. I don't think that Washington could have come back from that. And they didn't help themselves with them turnovers. I think Eckler had a fumble and there was some other fumbles. And any team that loses the turnover discrepancy is always going to lose. And especially when you're in Philly, the crowd was against them and nobody could stop Jalen or Saquon. I've honestly forgot about AJ and Devonta. I was like, oh yeah, they have these guys
here.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I think just in terms of roster, I think Washington has a bright future, but they just did not have a comparable roster. And I think when you look at the playoffs, they actually ran lot of teams that were in, like, the Bucks didn't have the guy when they weren't fully healthy. Obviously, the Lions with the feet on the defense field. So they had a good run, but I think they met their man.
Yeah, definitely agree with that, brother. Hundo, man, what you got, bro? What you think about the game yesterday? I know you were watching, and of course, you had already picked Philly. I know you had no faith in Washington yesterday. So, how did you feel, kind of watching what you said last week come to fruition?
Yeah, I told y'all them boys was gonna dominate.
Yeah,
they was due to dominate.
You did
say that.
You did say that.
Like y'all said, they wasn't looking good. Y'all wasn't sure. They showed up and showed out yesterday. The boys put the belt out on them. Got the belt out on them. Got the belt out on them. They got the belt out on them.
Not the belt.
That boy Saquon took that toss, took it to the crib.
Yeah, 60 yards to the crib on the first play is absolutely diabolical.
Yeah.
That's just the tone that you're not supposed to be here today, young boys. I appreciate y'all showing up. And we also got to talk about this. Saquon came from New York last year, and in one season is now going to Super Bowl.
Difference maker.
Facts.
I was telling James, my homeboy's a Giants fan. I said, man, I was holding him back. And I think we all knew this. I mean, Saquon has had that in him. And when he became a free agent last year, I said, my goodness. I wanted him, I ain't gonna lie. Before I knew we were going to get Derrick Henry, I was like, ooh, Saquon would be a nice addition in Baltimore. But when he landed in Philly, I said, oh, my goodness. It just got scary for the NFC.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was thinking, and we'll kind of get into this piece later, I was thinking it was going to be more of a Philly, San Fran, Detroit type of thing. But it really turned into just really Philly for the good chunk of the season. And don't get me wrong, Detroit dominated during the regular season as well. But even because, they got their 1-2 punch. And shout out to Gibbs, man. He was cooking this season as well. But Saquon, it just felt all season. He was just different. He was really different in the NFC. Right. And
and shout out to Howie Roseman too, because if you just look at their roster, their defense is actually very young, and it's like one of the top defenses in the league. So I just feel like, I don't know their cap situation, but I still feel like they have some cap flexibility to go get somebody else. So it's just crazy how he's able to construct the roster, and the other teams in the league even like Joe Shane from the Giants. He's talking about he couldn't afford Saquon and that he wasn't gonna get the money. And I'm like, he went right to the Eagles and was getting more annual value, and they were still able to go make other moves. So I just feel like it just shows the dichotomy in terms of intellect when it comes to the GM space.
And man, we also got to have that. Go ahead, Hunter. My bad.
I was just gonna add to what Collin was saying about Howie putting that team together. But Zach Bond, that boy, a dog. He showed he a dog. I like his game. I ain't gonna hold you. I like his game.
Yeah, and like your boy said, man, I mean, Howie did a great job, because last season when Philly got bounced in the playoffs to the Bucks, everybody was like, ooh, they got a lot of issues, and more specifically that secondary, where she went out and drafted Quincy Mitchell. I think he went to Toledo. Went ahead and drafted him, and then they went ahead and they already had, of course, they still had Big Play Slay. They still had Ringo, who doesn't play much. Then they went ahead and they also really helped their linebacker core,
and Cooper DeJean been balling. To be honest,
Cooper DeJean came in. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have that much faith in him as a DB, and for reasons
I remember that video too, John.
Hey, yeah, I didn't believe
video.
I didn't believe first round talent. I didn't like that. They was mocking the Baltimore a lot. I said, please no. And I'm still glad we didn't get him. I ain't gonna lie. I rock with Nate. Nate's a dog, so I'm cool. I'm glad we got Nate. But Cooper decent whole time. He decent in that secondary for. He fits Philly, and I think he fits that scheme that they run. And like you talked about the linebackers as well. And Kobe Dean started the season hot. Sad he got the injury, I believe, last round. But they also need some help in that linebacking core. But that defensive line is just ferocious.
Jalen
Carter, Jordan Davis. Even when they lost Brandon Graham, they still were able to continue to dominate. You know what I'm saying? On the outside, it's just like Nolan Smith. And like you said, Collin, Bulls, all them young bulls, all from Georgia.
Young bulls.
How do we let league? Can we have a conversation about how in the world we let Philly go and get all of the Georgia team? What in the world are we doing in draft nights? What's happening?
Did y'all see that blitz where Nolan came off the edge? He was basically like outside of McLaurin.
Bro,
I was like, oh my gosh, bro.
bro,
Nothing the
it's
left tackle could do.
insane. Them young boys they cooking. And they having fun while doing it. They're really about to be young and balling. So it was like I said, dominant to see. And last piece I'm gonna say on Saquon, bro. He really came in a year and really reset what people thought about running backs. Because if y'all remember from last season, before the season started, people were having this whole discussion about running backs being played out, like people really don't need them no more. Saquon, Derrick Henry, and Josh Jacobs were the three top running backs that were free agents last season and went to all new teams and dominated each one of them. I'm pretty sure they were like, if they weren't 1, 2, 3 in rushing this year, they were at least top. All of them were top 5.
Top 5, top 6.
Yeah, top 5 in rushing in the league this year. So them boys changed the entire conversation for this offseason and in the draft upcoming for how people are going to be viewing these running backs and how important that they are, especially if you're a team that's like close. You know what I'm saying? You just need like a piece. Because like I said, each one of them almost single-handedly took their teams to the playoffs from running the football.
And then you look at some of the younger running backs too, like you mentioned Gibbs earlier, Bijan Robinson. Like it's time for them boys to get paid. Oh, they getting crazy.
They getting their bag. They getting the bag because they've once again showed you need a running back. I didn't even understand that discussion last year. Oh, you don't really need a running back. You can go find one in the draft. I'm like, you can't find that kind of dominance everywhere. Yeah. It's not just out here, just everybody got it. Everybody don't have it, bro.
Crazy thing is, bro, like, if I'm not mistaken, it was Austin Eckler that started that discussion. And if you looked at that game Sunday, there was a clear difference. Like,
but listen though, we also got to talk about this. Austin Eckler still was decent this. Now he wasn't obviously on the Saquon, Derrick and them level, but he still was decent with the Commanders. He was all right this year, and obviously Jay Daniels was the catalyst, but he was on the team at least. So,
okay, I got a question for y'all boys though. Like, I know Saquon gonna eat regardless, right?
For sure.
But like, how much of Saquon's success was like with the Eagles O-line? Because I feel like Eagles had one of the best O-lines in the league, and like even with Jahmyr Gibbs, like the Lions had top 5 O-line. So like, I guess when GMs are thinking about paying, the running back, like, do you prioritize building O-line first before you get that running back, or you get the running back first?
I think if you have a generational talent like you have a Saquon, you can't let him walk. So yeah. You have to definitely have to think about your O-line. But I'm not gonna be like, oh well, I don't have an O-line right now, so I'm gonna just let this best running back walk and then build my O-line, because that's backwards logic to me. Now, if you don't already have a guy in the building that can kind of be that guy, like a Gibbs, like a Saquon, like a whoever, then okay, cool. Now I can worry about my O-line first. But me personally, if I got one of those guys in the building, or even somebody that has like a potential to get there, and I just know they need a line, pay them. Then we can go worry about the line. We can draft a lineman. I feel like linemen are more draftable than running backs, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think just going off what John said, if you have a guy that is dynamic, yeah, you gotta keep him around. But if you just got an average running back, yeah, go build your offensive line.
For sure.
Like,
for sure.
You saw it with the Texans, like no offensive line. CJ Stroud back there getting killed. Granted, he's not a running back, but if they had a better offensive line, maybe Joe Mixon numbers are better.
And Joe Mixon still had a decent season.
Yeah,
he was behind that old line.
Right.
But like you said, imagine him with like a Detroit line or a Philly line. Like, he would have went even crazier. He might not have had Saquon numbers or Gibbs numbers, but he would have went even crazier than he did this year. He still went pretty crazy. So like you said, like, if you got one of them guys that's already there, man, like, keep that guy around, but build that line up quickly. So
for sure.
But yeah, bro. Who?
I hope the Falcons do that.
They got, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. I think they got a lot of issues they need to work on anyway. But we'll talk about that in a little bit, man. We'll move on to the AFC Championship game and put that timestamp right there. We got the AFC Championship about to move over to. It was y'all Buffalo Bills, even though y'all picked the Chiefs to win. 1-7. We're gonna talk about it. Oh yeah, 1-7 versus Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, Collin.
Hold on. Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chiefs took care of business 32-29. As I said it, they would. I didn't have no faith in Josh Allen coming to this game. But some people did, and then they want to pick. They want to say 1-5 instead of 1-7. I tell you, Fellas, let me read over the numbers. Then we'll ask how y'all feel. I'm sorry, I got too excited. Y'all quarterback Josh Allen went 22 for 34, 237 yards and 2 touchdowns. James Cook, 13 carries for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen had 11 carries on the ground for 39 yards, no touchdowns. Matt Collins, Mr. Pneumonia, he had 3 catches for 73 yards and a touchdown. And then over on the Chiefs side, Patrick Mahomes, 18 for 26, 245 yards and a touchdown. Kareem Hunt had 17 carries for 64 yards and a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes had 2 rushing touchdowns for 11 carries and 43 yards. And then Xavier Worthy, who's been pretty consistent this whole season, 6 carries, 6 catches, 85 yards receiving and a touchdown. Fellas, what did y'all think about that AFC Championship game? Which I think we all knew that game would be the closer game out of the 2 games, and the most obviously watched game because the people love this narrative that was written, between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. So, fellas, what did y'all think about y'all quarterback 1-7 losing in the championship game and not getting over the hump yesterday? Talk to me.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna start off by saying, Josh Allen lost the game. Yes, he did. He lost the game. The game. But if we go back a few episodes, I told y'all you can lose the game and not play bad.
Did you say that? I
did say that. We can rewind the tape. I think coming out.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that chat? Y'all see that stream? That's a goalpost. Now watch him move it. Go ahead.
And yes, he's 0-4 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Yes, we understand that. But the man didn't play bad. He fumbled the ball 3 times, didn't lose any of the fumbles. Got them all back. Didn't turn the ball over. But yeah, I think the play calling also played a factor in it. They came out, first play, like we talked about, Collin, read option. Joe Brady. Where this coming from? The very first play, you don't try to get James Cook the ball none on the first drive. Josh Allen almost throws an interception on back-to-back plays. Just nasty work. But hey, we lost the game. We gonna see what happened, man. Season over. Gotta learn from it. Gotta try to find a way to beat Patrick Mahomes, man. A lot of them quarterbacks in the AFC gotta try to find a way to beat Patrick Mahomes, man.
Gotta find. Yeah, I agree with everything Hundo said. 1-7, he came to play, and he did what he needed to do in order to get the win. They definitely had a chance with Kincaid in the last couple seconds.
Well, put the ball right there. Put it on the money. Right there.
Kincaid's got to catch it.
They thought he just threw it up.
Facts. Now, I will be honest. Because if I got on John Harbaugh, I also have to get on Sean McDermott because it's been year after year. They keep coming up short. And I think there has to be some real evaluation with the coaching staff and the roster to see, okay, if we're going to keep running to this brick wall of the Kansas City Chiefs, we might need to make some moves. Because I know John said last week, it's about the players making the plays, but it's like everybody making plays until you get up against Kansas City. And I feel like there's been a lot of times, a lot of years where we be saying, okay, they're right there and we're going to just run it back. This year, same thing happened. And it's like, I trust John Harbaugh, I trust Sean McDermott, but I think sometimes change has to happen in order to do something different, because I feel like if you keep doing the same thing, it's just the definition of insanity. I feel like even with the tush push, I feel like the difference with the Eagles and the Bills, you can see Jalen Hurts, he uses his strength, but he also goes underneath. Josh Allen, he's jumping over the line. I'm it's easy to stop it then because the Kansas City obviously game plan because you had the defenders meeting them at the top. And that's why they went, I think, 1 for 4 on 4th downs with a tush push. And even that last play that was controversial, I feel like don't put it in the ref's hands. You can get more creative. Kansas City will act like they're doing the quarterback sneak, and then they'll toss it out. So I just feel like if they would have been a lot more creative, and a lot of that's on Joe Brady with the play calling, I think we wouldn't have to put it in the ref's hands. And I think that even with the Bills leading at the end, in the fourth quarter, They could have pulled it out, but I feel like we're doing the same thing every year, blaming the refs, but we should be looking at the coaching staff and the roster.
And also, that defense got to make a stop on that third down play. You can't let Samaje Perine catch the ball out the backfield. At least hold them to 3 and give your offense a chance to drive down the field and do something. You got to get a stop right there.
Not for real.
It was 39, and you let Samaje Perine come out the backfield and catch a pass out the flex.
Poor game planning, man. Yeah. They got out coached.
Collin, I appreciate your honest analysis, man. It's. I told people last week, how the narrative was gonna be written. Josh beat Lamar, and then he loses the Pat, and he still magically gets a pass. I mean, we understand if you're a sports guru guy, watching NFL, you've seen the narratives. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Josh is going to be Patrick's arch nemesis, even though he only played him once in the past couple of years in this particular round. It just gets to a point where it's just like, it doesn't really matter. He's just going to continue to get this pass. But, all I'm saying is if my quarterback, Lamar Jackson, was in this situation and hadn't gotten the job done, would have been getting crucified. Just like he did last week. Would have gotten crucified. Same stats, same numbers. They would have said, he just can't get it done. He can't win in the big game. But Josh doesn't. Nobody says that about Josh. Besides me, because I like the equilibrium. We talked about this. Equilibrium. If I'm going to say it about Lamar, we got to say it about him too. Because we're all in the same category. As Kyle likes to say, on the same couch. We all on the same couch. We're watching the same Chiefs and Eagles game next week. But somebody still going to have the nerve to tell me, Josh just didn't have. They don't give him a bunch of excuses. Oh, he shouldn't have been there anyway. Oh, he didn't have this. He didn't have that. He strapped that helmet on and put them shoulder pads on. I don't care what he did and did not have. You got to make something happen. I ain't got no excuse. I ain't got no respect to person. I ain't got none of that. I ain't got none of it. Like I like to tell me, the regular season's over. It's time to be a man now. All right, let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, you beat Lamar. All right, show me what happened when it really count then. And he did the same thing. He lost. So all I'm asking for is the same level of, Lamar didn't do it? Neither did Josh. That's all I'm asking for. And that's all I've been asking Hundo for a whole 2 days now. But Hundo seems to live in this world where Josh didn't lose. It was the defense. And it's just like, I thought it was a team sport. I could have sworn this was a team sport. We blaming Dalton Kincaid. And niggas got the nerve to tell me, Mark Andrews had a worse thing. Is this a team sport? We play individuals now. It's individuals when it comes to Josh Allen. It's individuals when it comes to Lamar. We gotta set a standard here. We gotta set a standard that's equality. That's what I'm asking for. A little equity, a little equality. I'm not asking for no favoritism because you like one player more. If they get into the same peak with the same accolades, which is an L, it don't matter. Because once again, if it was my quarterback, and this is my mini rant, and I said I wasn't going to do this, but I had to get it off my chest because I had to let people hear me tonight, clear. It's the same thing. And like Collin said, maybe we need to start looking at some things differently. So maybe everybody look at something differently. Because clearly nobody is getting over the hump. Nobody is. That's all I'm saying. If Buddy went to the Super Bowl, cool, we can have that conversation. But he didn't. He lost.
We wouldn't have been able to have that conversation. We wouldn't have been able to have that conversation. Word, bro.
Why?
Because we done had this conversation already, bro. With a different quarterback.
Who?
We already done had this conversation with a different quarterback, bro.
You know who?
You know
Who's the
who?
quarterback?
In your division.
Oh, with Joe Burrow? That's what you're talking about? The one who didn't make the playoffs this year? That people still giving grace to?
Now he ain't making playoffs this year. He talking about us moving the goalpost.
How's that moving the goalpost? Did he make the playoffs or did he not? Did he make the playoffs or did he not?
No, we're talking about the season that he beat the
We
Chiefs.
talking about the statement you just made about the Super Bowl, about making it to the Super Bowl.
Correct. If you did it this year, because what matters, Hundo? Because how often does Hundo tell me? How often does Hundo tell me? Oh, this is now. That was then. That was 2019, bro. Or 2020. We had a whole pandemic last time Buddy went to the Super Bowl. We still talk about that?
It matters. It matters.
Now it matters.
It matters.
But when I talked about Lamar's MVP, that was 2021. That don't matter no more. You see what I'm saying? Like it's never equal. It's never equal.
Hold on, John. Since we talking about recent, what did Lamar do this year in the playoffs? You keep talking about all these MVPs.
I already said he lost. I literally just started off saying he lost. Did I not? I said they both lost. Did I not say that? Did I not say that?
So does it count that one went farther than the other and beat him head to head in the playoffs or not?
The same way y'all gonna tell me no, I'm gonna tell y'all no too. Because
now it don't matter. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Don't say nothing, John. Don't say nothing, John. Hold on, don't say nothing, John. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Let me say this right here.
Let me finish.
Go ahead. Finish your point. Finish your point.
Earlier in the season, when we was doing quarterback rankings, head to head didn't matter. It mattered then, didn't it?
It surely do.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So we talking about quarterback rankings, or we talking about are these? No.
I'm just talking about head to head, brother. Go ahead.
That's I'm confused about because we done named 3 different quarterbacks. So what's your metric here? What are you trying to measure?
Head to head matters in the playoffs, bro. He beat him in the playoffs.
Okay. Did he lose or did he lose?
He lost in the next round.
When Lamar lost last year in the AFC Championship, what did you tell me?
Wait, why are you talking about last year, brother? We talking about this year.
You see what I'm saying? Y'all see it, right? I'm so glad I got him to say it on camera.
What are you talking about, brother? We talking about this year.
Now, and that same Hundo just talking about this year. Same Hundo just talking about Joe Burrow's Super Bowl appearance from 4 years ago. But now we're talking about this year.
We talking about this year, brother.
Y'all see.
We talking about head to head this year.
Y'all hear that?
Answer Collin question though.
It's moving.
Answer Collin question.
It's moving.
Answer the question. Go ahead.
Oh my God, it's moving.
Go ahead. Answer the question.
Ask your question again, please.
I said,
okay.
Does it matter that Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen faced off in the playoffs and one went farther than the other and one beat the other head to head in the playoffs?
Matter for what part though? That's what I'm asking you. Matter in what term?
The conversation that we're having. Because what I'm assuming is that since Josh lost in the AFC Championship and Lamar lost versus Josh in the divisional round, they're in the same category. That's what you're arguing? That we should be having the same conversation about Josh as we should Lamar last week, even though it was a different round in the championship.
Correct. That's exactly what I'm saying to you because he still lost. And like Hundo just told me just now, unless you get to that Super Bowl, it don't matter what round you get to. And y'all have been the ones that have argued me this year after year. Y'all just argued me this last year when Lamar made it to the AFC Championship. It don't matter, John. He still lost. That's what y'all told me. That's what y'all two, Collin Edwards and Zachary Clark. That's what y'all told about Lamar. It didn't matter how he got to because he still lost.
Let's have the quarterback rankings discussion. Rank your top 3 right now.
My top 2 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Nah.
Is that what you want to talk to me about?
Here you go.
Go ahead.
Patrick Mahomes, obviously, number 1. Lamar Jackson, number 2. Josh Allen, number 3.
And so in this ranking right here, why is Lamar over Josh Allen? I just want your reasoning.
We're looking at the season in totality? Correct?
Yes, including postseason.
Okay. I'm telling you that I feel that Lamar Jackson had a better season than Josh Allen. That is my opinion.
So you think Patrick Mahomes had a better season than both of them?
He's in the Super Bowl. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So you're waiting playoff performance more than the regular season because he had a terrible regular season.
Yeah, but you also have to talk about Super Bowl. Super Bowl is his own category by itself. Joe Flacco made it to the Super Bowl. So
If you
what
make
about
it close to
Jalen
the
Hurts?
Super Bowl,
So what about
You said
Jalen
what?
Hurts?
we're not talking about Jalen Hurts right now. We're talking about the 3 quarterbacks right now that I just mentioned. We know Jalen Hurts is not in that conversation. We
But,
had that
but,
conversation
but,
the whole
but
season.
Jalen Hurts made it to the Super Bowl, bro. It's its own category.
It surely
That's what you
is.
just said.
It surely is. And Jalen Hurts still not in the category of Patrick, Lamar, and Josh. And if you were to give me a ranking, you wouldn't put Josh and Jalen in there either. So please don't try to just throw your name in there.
I'm asking you about your
in there.
logic. That was your logic talking about the Super Bowl
For
in its
sure.
own category.
For sure. And Patrick's still better than Jalen. He's still better than Lamar. And he's still better than Josh Allen.
so if
Now,
you make it one round closer to the Super Bowl, if you make it closer to the Super Bowl than the other, that doesn't factor in.
You mean use your logic? Or you mean use my logic?
No, I'm
Because by
asking
your
you.
logic-
I'm trying to deduce your reasoning.
And let me use your logic real quick, because here's Collin's logic. Whether you make the playoffs as a Colts fan, or whether you don't make the playoffs as a Raiders fan, if y'all sitting on the same couch, like you tell me, and this is your logic, these are your words. If we all sitting on the same couch at come February, watching the same Super Bowl, it don't matter. That's what Collin Edwards has told me year after year after year. And let me count. 6 years now? Year after year after year. That's what you have told me. It don't matter. Unless you win the big game, playing for when it really counts, it don't matter how far you get. Because what did you accomplish if you're sitting on the couch beside me talking about the Super Bowl? I agree with your logic, sir. So, yeah, cool.
But I also, in that same vein,
what have you said?
I said in that same vein, head-to-head doesn't matter. And winning matters, right? Did I not?
Winning matters. Yes, but you don't give it to me. It don't matter. Hold on. Let me say this, because niggas will try to chip y'all upstream, chat. Everybody, I want everybody to hear this. Wherever we put this at, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, I want everybody to hear me right now, loud and clear. Because these two right here, they'll try to put you in a bubble. They'll try to push you in a bubble. But when they say something, it has this magical like reasoning and magical logic behind it. It's insane to me. And this is what really takes me out. It only happens when it's my team. That's when the logic comes into play. Because and hear me out. And I keep saying I'm like a broken record because I keep saying the same thing to y'all. Y'all can't seem to understand what I'm saying when I say it. But when y'all say it, it's clear as day. And we just had an example from Zach not too long ago, but I'm going to say it again. If your team didn't make the Super Bowl, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Because you would tell me, once again, you would tell me, and you would tell me, John, it don't matter. He didn't win in the Super Bowl. He didn't make the Super Bowl. And now all of a sudden he made it farther. The goalpost moves. And Hundo has said it on this platform right here. Oh, I'm bringing the goalpost with me. I've heard him say it himself. And so when it's his people that he want to ride for, he going to pick up that goalpost and carry it to make it fit his
He did say this.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
loud and clear.
Absolutely. Tripling down on it.
He does not play any kind of equilibrium ever. But want to put me in a box. It's crazy to me. All
I'm saying is that man won head-to-head when it mattered. That's all I'm saying. Because had Lamar won, you would have came on here talking crazy.
And what you would have told me had you lost yesterday, Hundo? What would you have said to me?
Huh?
What would you have said had you won and then lost yesterday?
Listen, the same thing that I said weeks before. If the Ravens lose, Lamar gonna have a bad game.
That's not what I asked you.
That's what I would have told you. That's what I would have told you.
That's not what I asked you.
That's what I would have told you.
I'm asking you this. If Lamar had beat Josh and lost to Patrick yesterday, what would you have said to me, Hundo?
It was Lamar's fault because he turned the ball over. The same thing that I said a few weeks ago.
If I had told you, oh, he made it farther than Josh, what would you have said to me, Hundo?
Good job, but he still lost.
Exactly. I rest my case, nigga.
Hey, I never questioned that. I say he lost the game. I said Josh Allen lost the game, bro.
And you tried to tell me, and you spent the
started
last
off by
5 minutes
saying,
telling me,
I literally
he made it
started off by
farther.
saying Josh
Man,
Allen lost the game. He needed to
we
find a
moving
way to
on.
get past
We
Mahomes.
moving on.
I
We
literally
got
said
more-
that.
We got more to talk about.
Did
man.
I not say that? Did I not say that? Oh,
Y'all hear that? It's a goalpost moving, nigga. Anyways, man, I this is why I didn't want to have this conversation because I know niggas, and niggas will move the goalposts until the end of time to fit their narrative. I can't stand it. It don't make no sense. The logic is not there. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it ain't. That's that. The Chiefs and the Eagles go to Super Bowl. What y'all brothers feeling? This time stamp that right there.
hey, I picked that in the brackets that we doing, and I chose the Eagles to win it all, man. So I'm gonna ride with them boys, man. Saquon looking like Saquon. Jalen Hurts gonna get the ball to AJ Brown. That defense gonna show up, man. I'm riding with the Eagles.
Yeah, I also had them in my bracket, but I'm still rolling with the Chiefs, man. The Chiefs just find a way to get it done. I can't bet against Andy, and I think it's gonna come down to coaching. I think the Eagles have a better roster, and obviously, I think they're gonna load the box and make Jalen Hurts win it over the top. But yeah, I think it's gonna be close, but I still got the Chiefs, man. Travis Kelce's gonna have a game of his life.
Yeah. I've been going back and forth for the past 12 hours about who should win this game. Of course, like I said, this is the Chiefs' third straight Super Bowl. So the hater in me says Philly.
Shout out to Marlon Humphrey too.
Shout out to Marlon Humphrey for
the
sure.
biggest hater.
The biggest hater. And Marlon, as a Raven, I'm with you, brother. I don't want to see the Chiefs win another Super Bowl. I really don't. The logic in me says Andy Reid gets it done in the Super Bowl. He showed me the past 2 Super Bowls. But today, fans, guess what, man? I'm going with my heart. My heart saying Philly. Even though I do not like Philly fans. I don't like y'all. Let me tell you that right now. Because y'all just get on my nerves. I really wish both teams could lose. If you want to be honest about it. That's my mind talking. I don't want neither one of y'all to win. Lose somehow, some way. Lose.
What's your boys' score predictions?
I think it's gonna be a closer game. And I say that because I think Philly's defense, who I have not trusted in the past, keeps them in this game. My mind takes me back to Patrick Mahomes' Super Bowl against the Buccaneers when they were chasing him the entire night and he couldn't do nothing. I think he gets part 2 of that in this particular game. That Philly defensive front the boys is ferocious, man. Jalen Carter is unblockable 1-on-1. And they add in Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith, like Hundo mentioned earlier, Zach Bond, that secondary. Even though the Chiefs got all them weapons, they got Worthy, they got Nuke, they got Hollywood, they got Juju Smith-Schuster, they got Travis Kelce, they got Noah Gray. They got a plethora. I mean, Patrick really does have a plethora of weapons. Really does. I don't know. I think that Philly defense, man, that defensive line, I think they're going to make the difference in this game. I know, don't get me wrong. The Chiefs O-line, pretty good. Pretty good. Creed Humphrey's up there. Trey Smith's up there. There's one more guy I'm missing up there on that offensive line. DJ Humphries, he came and they signed him late in the season. He's been solid since he's been back. But I don't know, man. That Saquon on offense against that defense, the Chiefs defense, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I got Saquon in that matchup, and I'm taking that Philly D-line, bro, as much as I hate to say it. The boy should win. So let me get Philly. Score prediction, I don't know.
I will say, though, like, to counter what John was saying about that Philly D-line, the Chiefs was getting it out quick. Like, a lot of them throws that they was doing last night, they was getting everything out quick. So if they can get it out quick, I mean, shoot, it ain't like you got Blaine Gabbert back there at quarterback. You got Pat Mahomes out there at quarterback. He can get it to his weapons quick and in the right spots at the right time. So if they can get it out quick, I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball. I think that's probably going to be a problem. If they could somehow find a way to run the ball, they could probably keep it interesting. But I don't know, man. Seeing Philly put up 55 yesterday, bro, like
that's what I'm saying.
Dog, like, yeah, it's gonna be tough. Score prediction. 30, 35, 24, Philly. 35-24, Philly.
Yeah, low key, man. I feel like it's gonna be like the Ravens Chiefs game last year. Like, I think everybody knows the ball should go to Saquon, but I feel like with Andy and Spags having 2 weeks to prepare versus Nick and Kellen Moore having 2 weeks, I think they're just gonna get in their heads. They be in Philly, and they're gonna try to like prove that they can pass the ball. They try to counter Kansas City strategy, and I think they're just gonna be doing too much, trying to get too cute. I feel like Kansas City's been there and going to exploit that. And even though the Eagles have been there too, I think Sirianni is definitely a lesser coach than Andy, because Andy just has the experience, and Spags as the defensive coordinator, going up against Fangio. I don't know if Fangio's been to the Super Bowl, but it's going to be an interesting matchup. I feel like it's going to be a chess match with the two coaches. I think it's going to be low scoring though. I got 22-17 Kansas City lead.
Well, there y'all have it, man. There y'all have it. Yeah. And that concludes the NFL season. So a heartbreaker for me, because I love football, and football is now over until next August, until we get back to college and NFL starting up again, man. But it doesn't have to end. The party doesn't have to end right there, man. We can still do some good things, which is going to transition us to our next piece, man. We had I thought it was a pretty entertaining NFL season with a lot of ups and a lot of downs from a lot of teams, man. And so I think it's only right that we do a grade, man, on all 32, and talk about the ups and downs that each team may have faced, and kind of give them a A through an F. How y'all feeling with that? And we'll start with the AFC and go on to the NFC. We won't have to spend too much time on each team, but just give me your thoughts quickly on the different teams. And I got the list right here, so we'll get it pulled up, man. But like I said, we're starting the good old AFC. We're starting the AFC East, man. We'll start with the Bills. Give me y'all grade on A through F, and just a little quick 2 points, maybe 1 to 2 points of why the grade y'all gave them, that you're giving them. And don't get too technical. Just really keep it. We'll keep it at. I mean, you can give me a B plus, B minus, or whatever the case may be, but don't just keep it pushing. You got 32 teams.
But you said don't drag it on.
I swear.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the Bills a B minus. I think majority of their high grade comes from the fact that they lost Saquon this offseason. They definitely. I think the Jets were actually favored to be.
Wait. They lost who?
Stephon Diggs.
Oh, you said Saquon.
Brother, you said Saquon.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I'm thinking about the Super Bowl. My bad.
I said, wait a minute.
Dang, Saquon was on the Bills, bro. What I missed?
News to me.
Nah, them losing Stephon. I think that the Jets were actually favored to win the AFC East at the beginning of the season. So I think what Sean McDermott did with that roster, for them to be 13-4, it was impressive. Obviously, they didn't get an A or a B plus because, once again, they came up short versus the Chiefs. But I think in all, I think they had a good season with the roster that they had.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a B. I think, like you said, they overperformed expectations. I definitely think they gotta get some players on defense, get some more weapons on the outside. But what Josh Allen and James Cook was able to do on the offensive end, that offensive line was pretty strong too. But I definitely think they got some holes to fix. Definitely on specifically on the defense.
Take your time. There you go.
Specifically on the defense.
Oh, wow. It's okay, brother. It's okay.
It's okay, brother.
Pick your chin up.
It's okay, baby.
Pick your chin up is hilarious.
But nah, I definitely think they got some holes to fix on the defensive side.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave them at a B.
For sure. Man, I think my grade gonna surprise you. I'm gonna get them was an A minus. because they lost Stephon Diggs. They had DeMar Hamlin starting at safety for the whole year. and them boys still went to the AFC Championship game, bro. James Cooks, I always thought he was good, but he really surprised me how good he played this year. It really stepped up really big to help Josh, I think, a lot in that offense. Josh did a lot with Pneumonia Man and who else is out there?
Keon Coleman, Mari Cooper.
Keon Coleman, Mari Cooper. Season. Cooper got Cooper late. There's one more dude, number 10. I forgot whoever your name is, number 10 for the Bills.
Oh, Shakir.
Shakir. I think he was like second in the league in like receiving yards or receptions or something crazy. He had like something number he had like really high. In I don't know what it was.
It wasn't
like
neither
yards.
of them. I tell you that. It wasn't receptions or receiving yards. I tell you that.
It was some number he had that was really high. Anyways, Josh did that. The defense was decent this year. Like I said, you had DeMar Hamlin starting in safety. So I gotta give props to the coaching staff and the team for making it to where they were. Because like I said, at coming to the season, I didn't expect them to be where they ended up. So I'm gonna give them A-. Dolphins. How you feeling about the Dolphins, man, in Miami?
Dolphins, honestly, I'm gonna give a C-. Like, I'm kind of off the Dolphins. Like, after the 70 whatever beating they put on y'all, Hundo, everybody's fell in love with the Dolphins and they thought they were going to be the next team that was going to be in in the Super Bowl contention. But it just seems like with good teams, they always lose, but they always beat up on the bad teams. And even with the Tyreek Hill drama, like we need to have a conversation about Mike McDaniel, because I think they try to make him to an offensive guru, but I don't know if he's a great head coach. So I'm gonna give him a C-.
For sure.
Yeah, just like they record show, they're a real average team. I'm gonna give them a C. I definitely thought they was gonna be better. Like you said, with Tyreek Hill, with Waddle, Mostert coming back, A-Chain in the backfield, and a healthy Tua. You expect that offense to be high powered, like you said, Collin. Like they put up 70 against the Broncos last year. Granted, they're not gonna put up 70 every game, but you expect them to at least put up, 28, 35 a game. And I mean, I guess you got to look at Tua too. Like you got to be able to stay healthy. You got to be able to stay on the field. So yeah, they got something to figure out. I don't know if it's gonna be Mike McDaniels or Tua, but something got to give.
Yeah,
something got to give.
For sure, I agree with that. Collins rating, man, C-. Dolphins just not it, bro. I mean, I don't know. They just can't figure it out. They got too many weapons on offense and defense for them to be as sorry as they are. And that's something to leave it at that. I mean, Mike McDaniels had too much time. You got Tyreek, you got Jalen Waddle, you done had the running backs, you got Rams on the other side, you got Calais Campbell, you got Nick Bradley Chubb. Too many weapons, you got to be sorry. Yeah, just too much to be too sorry. And too many expectations have been too high for y'all just to be as sorry as y'all are. So that's enough of that. New York Jets, how y'all feeling about them, man?
Man, honestly, I'm gonna give them a D+. I think, just with the expectations coming in, Aaron Rodgers coming back from injury, defense was still good. They had Robert Saleh, and a lot of their gradings come from their dysfunction, man. During the season, there were just so many stories, so many rumors. Aaron Rodgers didn't want to be there, even from the Egyptian stuff, like him going to Egypt at the beginning of the season. It just seemed like there was more stories about the off the field stuff than the on the field. And the on the field product wasn't that good either. Even when Devontae came, they had like one good game, and then after that, it was just a bunch of meh. And the only reason I didn't give them an F, honestly, is because they won some games towards the end of the season, and them boys look like they can build something with Aaron Glenn going to next season.
Yeah, D+ a little too close to C- for me. You talking about they won games towards the end of the season. Them jokers won 5 games, bro. Them jokers won 5 games, bro. People was talking about coming into the season. People were saying, "Oh, they got a chance to win the division this year. This year to win the division. The Bills probably not gonna be that good. Y'all won 5 games, bro. I'm gonna give them a D or D-.
Yeah,
they weren't good.
That's real.
You got Aaron Rodgers, potentially Hall of Fame quarterback, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. You win 5 games. The defense was pretty solid, especially to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
You win 5 games? Yeah, D-.
Agree with Hundo, bro. Definitely giving the boys a D. Too high of expectations that Aaron Rodgers actually healthy this year. You went ahead and traded for Devontae Adams. You still had Garrett Wilson, still had Brees Hall, still had that defense. Once again, a case of too many weapons, too much talent, and you got your coach fired with midway throughout the season. Just had a lot going on, yeah, but I can't give you that excuse, bro. Like, just too much. So yeah, a D. Next team I think is the I'm missing somebody. My bad.
Patriots.
It's the Patriots. Yeah, they were 4-13. How you boys feel about them?
F.
Say less. No.
I think I gotta give them a D minus. I ain't gonna give them an F. I really didn't expect too much from them. They didn't really make too many changes going into the season. They did my boy Gerard Mayo dirty. They shouldn't have fired him.
They did.
That roster was terrible. Like what you expected Buddy to do with that roster. You don't got no weapons. Hunter Henry's number one option. Only player you got on defense is Christian Gonzalez. Like, I didn't expect them to win that many games. So yeah, I'm gonna give them a D minus.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a D minus too. I mean, I think the Patriots suck, in all honesty. I don't have no faith in this team even going forward. And like you said, Hundo, they got rid of Gerard Mayo, who that put a nasty taste in my mouth. So the D minus is honestly really being generous. Probably should give him an F like Collin, but I'm being generous. I got some F teams. I got some F teams. I'm coming down. I'm on the way. So next division,
I'm right around the corner.
I promise you, we on the way to the F. AFC West, man. We start with the Kansas City Chiefs. What your boys giving them?
A plus. I think with the roster that they have, like they definitely had some ups and downs this season, but they found a way to win. And I think it kind of speaks to Pat, it speaks to Andy, and it speaks to Shay Nolan. Like I don't want to discount that defense because they had one of the top defenses in the league, and I think they're able to take like scraps or people that are like okay and make them playmakers. Like even Juju made plays yesterday. So I just feel like it's a testament to Andy, and any team that's in the Super Bowl, they at least getting an A to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them an A. I can't give them an A plus. They snuck by too many games this season for me to give them an A plus. But like you said, they found a way to win. Yeah. I'm sick. The Broncos lost that first game versus them, bro. A blocked field goal, bro. Y'all let somebody through it and block the field goal, bro. Yeah. But man, they made it to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, probably the GOAT. He inching closer towards that GOAT conversation for real. We're gonna have to start talking about it soon. Don't let them win this year. So I give them boys an A.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them an A too. I can't do that plus. Now if they win, of course, I can amend. The list is fluid. The list is fluid.
The list is fluid.
The list is fluid.
The list is fluid. But yeah, if they win the Super Bowl, I'll give them a plus. But for now, I give them an A. Patrick had a good season. I'll leave it at not Patrick. The team, his weapons, were his weapons this year. He did. Patrick wasn't that good. I don't know what kind of juju magic they got going on. But they made the Super Bowl, so I'm gonna give them an A because they made it to the Super Bowl. Next team. I think we got the Chargers was next in that division.
Yeah.
Which I got.
Honestly, man, I was gonna give them an A minus, but I'm gonna have to go all the way down to a B because barring circumstances, Hundo, like them boys had Ladd McConkey in pieces. Like that they were not favored to go to the playoffs, especially when they got rid of Keenan and Mike Williams. So we got to be honest. Jim did a lot with that roster, so we got different criteria.
He did.
Now, the reason why I bumped him down all the way to a B and maybe a B minus is because of Justin Herbert. Justin, like that was piss poor.
Nah, that should have been a reason to move him up. In all honesty, outside of that last game.
Nah, I mean Justin had a good year, but it's like, bro, when it mattered, bro, you're supposed to beat the Texans. I'm sorry, like the Texans were depleted, and he threw 4 interceptions. One was a pick six. Like that just left a bad taste in my mouth. So I couldn't even sniff an A with him. So yeah, they're gonna be a B.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a B minus. They snuck out some wins during the regular season once again. And like you said, they were supposed to beat the Texans. They didn't get it done. So I'm giving them B minus. They do have a bright star in Ladd McConkey. what Harbaugh was able to do, turning that team around. What they had, the 5th or 6th pick last year in the draft. They made the playoffs, so yeah, congrats to them.
And they got to start with Joe Alt, so
yeah,
they do.
Good,
yeah,
right tackle out there.
For me, I said B minus, man. I mean, Chargers decent. They got a couple pieces. I don't know. Justin Herbert he's all right. Quentin Johnson sucks. He's a part of that B minus. He's a part of that. Ladd McConkey's a bright spot. So, I mean, that helped him out. That helped him get to that minus. They was almost at a C for me. The defense, not that good. O-line is all right. And, Jim Harbaugh. He's a Harbaugh. So, B minus. Broncos. Hundo, should we include Hundo in this? Hold on. Does Hundo get a rating in this? I guess you should. Go ahead. We'll get you a rating.
The class to me, there's gonna be some bias.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, of course, it got to be some bias in it.
Okay,
got to be some bias in it.
Well, I'm gonna go next at the Collin.
Y'all go ahead. Go ahead.
So, I'm gonna actually give the Broncos a B plus. The only reason is because what they had in terms of still paying Russ that dead cap money and how they were able to put that roster together. I definitely like the defense. I think that we might have seen Bo's ceiling, but he got into the playoffs. So I can't even be mad. I can't really name, they don't have a top 5 receiver, and they don't have a top 5 running back. I don't know how their line was this year, but they made the playoffs. So they definitely defied expectations. And the fact that they made the playoffs in that division, I definitely give you a prop. So I give you a B plus.
Yeah, B plus too close to Patrick Mahomes for me. So I'm gonna give them boys. I'm gonna give them boys a B. And I give them a B because, like Collin said, they made the they made the playoffs. Is that me? My bad. I don't know who that is. They made the playoffs. Like Collin said, don't really trust too much else outside of that. Defense was decent, so give him a B.
Yeah, I'm with you, John. I give them a B. They definitely surprised me. I didn't expect them to make the playoffs coming into the season. Didn't really know what you was gonna get with Bo Nix. He started off the season kind of shaky, but he turned it around. He had some bright spots. I definitely think they got to start throwing the ball down the field, like you said, Collin. Running game was inefficient all season. Definitely got to get some more weapons to go with Cortland Sutton because Mims is not cutting it on the outside. Vele is not cutting it on the outside. So I give them boys a B. Defense showed up and showed out. Low-key reminded me of like the 2015 Broncos team. The way defensive line was getting after it. Now, granted, that team went to the Super Bowl and won it, bro. But like the way the defense was playing and the way that the defense carried the team, bro. Like if Bo Nix, like a lot of the games that we lost, bro, one possession games, bro. One possession games. Huh?
Is Vance Joseph back next year as DC?
Yeah, he should be. I don't think he's taking no other job or nothing, so he should be back. They got to pay a couple dudes on the defensive line, so we'll see. But I definitely think they got to go out and get some more weapons. But I give them boys a B for this year.
Okay. Well, we got the Las Vegas Raiders. I'll start this off with an F plus. The plus is the Brock Bowers. That's my explanation. Who's next?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I ain't never heard that grade before.
Where he got some hope with the plus. No.
And Brock Bowers,
and the Raiders is one. Listen, them boys got no direction. Them boys suck. Like between Aiden and Gardner Minshew, there's no direction, and they're not even in prime position to get a quarterback. Their defense stunk, and then the whole thing with Devontae and Max Crosby vying for Antonio Pierce to get the job, and then bail on them in the middle of the season. It's just like, bro, this is why you don't put the game planning and roster management and coaching staffs in the players' hands, because I just feel like they had no direction. They were just reaching for thin air, and I just don't think that the season, there was no bright point in the season besides Brock, like John said.
Well, they did have a bright spot beating the Ravens, but we gonna leave that alone. I just had to mess with you, John. But
I'm so glad you brought it up. Because when we took that belt off against the Broncos,
Hey, yeah, y'all did.
quiet.
Yeah, y'all did.
Oh, okay.
I was actually at that game, man. I was mad.
Yeah, I knew you was, nigga. Lost in
But,
person. Ha.
Yeah, I'm with y'all, man. The only bright spot on that team is Brock Bowers. Probably Crosby too. I don't know why he's staying around. I would have requested a trade or something if I was Max Crosby, but
I mean, that's their only piece. They probably trying to hold on to him as much as possible.
I mean, they had Christian Wilkins. Yeah. They just paid Christian Wilkins last offseason as well.
Must be wasn't doing nothing.
I'm just saying, in terms of getting first, I think Max is the only person on the roster. Obviously, you're not going to trade Brock Bowers, but I think in terms of tradable pieces, it's just Max.
Oh, trade pieces, yeah, he the only one.
But yeah, I get them boys an F. I think in that in that division, bro, you already playing for at minimum second place. For them, you playing for third,
play for
fourth.
Really. You playing for fourth. Somebody's playing for fourth in that division. What in the world?
I mean, coming into the season, bro, I don't think anybody expected the Broncos to be that good,
but nobody.
Nah, they were playing for fourth, bro.
Yeah, they were playing for fourth, bro. Nobody was expecting y'all to lose to the Broncos, bro. You got lost to the Broncos, you'd have been on my F- list. I promise you. I promise you. All right, next.
Yeah, you're right, John. We need to give out F minuses.
I'm telling you, it's coming.
F minuses.
I promise you. I got two of them coming.
You got two of them?
I got two of them for sure. Like I said, they only got an F plus because of Brock, and that was generous, very generous. AFC North, man. Baltimore Ravens, 12-5. How y'all felt about us this year?
Honestly, I'm gonna give y'all a C. Only because, man, the expectation, man, it's Super Bowl. Like, come on, y'all had Lamar coming off. Y'all had Derrick Henry added to the roster. Defense coming back. He had a good year, regular season, but once again, just failed to meet expectations. And I think that not even going against Pat, but to lose to Josh, I just feel like it was just piss poor at the end. And I mean, that didn't take away from your season, so that's why I didn't go any lower. But I think it was a very average season on y'all standards.
Yeah, I give y'all a B minus. Derrick Henry showed up and showed out. Lamar had a good season. Defense picked it up late in the season. But like Collin said, expectations wasn't met. I didn't see y'all losing 5 games. Y'all probably should have won at least 2 or 3 more of them games. And yeah, it's about the playoffs now. Getting over that hump like we talked about. But I give y'all a B minus. Good season.
For sure, man. I'm gonna give us a B. Like y'all said, expectations weren't met. Super Bowl is the standard right now in Baltimore. I mean, we got too much going for us. We added Derrick Henry this year. Him and Lamar went fed this year. We didn't get it done when it really mattered. And so, because I gave the Chiefs an A, and I gave the Bills a B plus, I believe. I can't give us no higher than that. So I got to give us at least. I'm gonna give us a B. We got to be better. So, Yep, Pittsburgh.
I'm interested to hear this from Collin. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear this from Collin because his rant has been legendary on the
word. Y'all make sure y'all go back and watch that Mike Tomlin rant.
Promise you, they still talk about this to this day.
Honestly, D plus, and the only plus is because that little mini winning streak they had when Russ came in. But it's been a D, man. Like them niggas suck, and I'm tired of talking about the Steelers. Like at the end of the day, like I do acknowledge that they did win and they were in playoff contention, but the way they ended the season was terrible. And even at the beginning of the season, the whole Justin Fields thing versus Russ, like it was just a miss. And I think that the Steelers, like we got to set the standard high. And I just feel like with that defense didn't even come to produce towards the end of the season. And I just feel like they failed to meet expectations. So I just think in terms of the preseason expectations and just the roster construction and the way they ended the season, man, I'm giving them a D, especially that playoff game. That was piss poor. So yeah, D plus.
I don't know about that one, Collin. You said they failed to meet expectations. I mean, they went 10-7, bro. Yes, they didn't finish the season strong, but I don't think nobody expected them to win 10 games, bro.
No, but I'm saying during that winning streak, people were talking like they can make a run with Russ because they said Russ came back. Like Russ is back.
Yeah, Yeah, but everybody that's a Steelers fan that I know, they knew that they had a tough stretch with them 3 games in 10 days towards the end of the season where they played the Eagles, the Ravens, and the Chiefs in that 3-game stretch. Now, yes, they should have beat the Bengals at the end of the regular season. They should have won that game. But them 3 games alone, them 3 L's, they competed. They competed.
Bro,
I don't know about D+. I would give them probably like a C.
I was tempted to give them a C-, but the way they ended the season was just terrible, bro. They went from looking like a contender in the middle of the season to looking like one of the top 5 teams in the draft at the end of the season.
Yeah, but look at who they played. That's what I'm saying. Look at who they played. They played the top teams in 2 teams that's in the Super Bowl.
For sure. Them. But they didn't compete. Like, it wasn't even close, especially with the Ravens game. They could have stayed at home.
But let's not act like them teams not better than them, though. All 3 of them teams better than them.
I'm not discounting what you're saying, bro, but I'm saying, like, during the middle of the season, they said they could at least contend. Them boys didn't even contend with these teams at the end of the season. It wasn't even close.
Okay, but look at who they got on that roster on offense.
Hundo, we can't do this, man.
What threats do they have? What threats do they have on offense?
Didn't I have George Pickens and Najee Harris?
Come on, bro. Come on, don't do this, bro. The ultimate crash out, George Pickens.
Bro, see, we talking about crashing out. Bro, the Steelers
have been crash out, George Pickens.
Hold on, Hundo. Like, we're not going to act like George Pickens is sorry. He's not Quentin Johnson. Like, he's definitely.
He's not sorry, but he a crash out.
Yeah, for sure. But in the Pittsburgh Steelers history, they've had crash outs at wide receiver that we're all familiar with.
Exactly.
And they still find a way to win. And even the thing they prided themselves on. Hold on. Listen. The thing that they prided themselves on, defense, was sorry at the end of the season. They're not even good on the things that they were known for.
Hey, them boys is on the field too much. Can't do nothing when the offense ain't doing nothing, bro.
Oh my gosh, where's the picture of the goalpost?
A D. I'm just saying, bro. A D+ is crazy, bro. That's disrespectful, bro. Because listen, if the Steelers got a D+ and they went 10-7, I need to see what these other teams in this division got.
Oh, it's coming. it's coming.
I need to see what they got.
I don't think it's getting hard.
That's crazy. I'm gonna give them boys a C, man. They need to figure out something on offense. They did. I think they did Justin Fields wrong. They should have stayed with Justin Fields. There really wasn't no need for them to bench that man like that, bro. Like, you're not even paying Russell Wilson nothing crazy, bro. You paying him $1 million, bro. Like, let that man Justin Fields rock out, bro, until he really mess up and force y'all to play Russell Wilson.
You think they would have went 10-7 with Justin?
Huh?
You think they would have went 10-7 with Justin?
They might have been better. I just don't think that he should have lost his job in that situation when he did. I'm gonna give them boys a C. I'm gonna give them a C. They definitely need to figure out quarterback situation. They need to get some more weapons on the outside. And I'm gonna give them a C.
I'm gonna give him a C-. And that minus is out of pure hate. I'm gonna let you know that right now. That minus is out of pure hate. Now the ceiling was a C. That was a ceiling, but the minus is out of pure hate. Honestly though, I expected more from Mike. And yeah, he had another winning season, but what they freaking do? I mean, like
I don't know how y'all can expect more with them quarterbacks that they had, bro.
Bro, I mean, this is what I'm talking about though. Like,
and the weapons.
We can't just be like picking and choosing. We want to like give people a pass, bro. Like
how, bro? Like, these are facts, bro. They have no threats on offense, bro.
We'll come back to it, man.
What threats do they have on offense?
Hey, we got 32 teams. Bengals. Which I got, man.
I got the same D+, honestly. Like, and a part of this goes in the preseason because the fact that they were letting go all their defensive pieces just didn't make sense. I think that they had the rest at least to contend, but they were getting cheap. And I guess it's to get ready to pay Jamar. I think Joe Burrow had a great season with what he had. Really got some questions about Zach Taylor, especially with clock management and some of the decisions he's made going towards the end of the season. And it's always in September. After they lost to the Patriots, they were basically trying to scramble to make the playoffs and be in contention. And it's like that year after year. And I just feel like with the roster they have on offense, like they should not be in some of these games that they were trying to compete with. So I got D+ for them.
Hundo, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna give them boys a C-. They gotta do something with that defense. That defense was terrible. You got the weapons on offense. They, like Collin said, they didn't really come into the season making any changes. You lose Joe Mixon, you don't really replace him. I mean, Chase Brown had a decent season, but I don't know if he's the long-term solution for that offense. So yeah, I'm gonna give them boys a C-. If they can keep T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, that'll be good for them moving forward. But we're gonna see. I'm gonna
give him a
C- stuff.
I'm gonna give him a C, and that's strictly because of Joe Burrow. I mean, he's the one bright spot in Cincinnati. Everything else is going to hell besides Jamar Chase. I'm sorry.
Crown.
And the only reason I didn't add T. Higgins is because his days in Cincinnati are over. So it's the Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow show, and it's only gonna get them a C because the defense sucks. And I've been telling people this same thing for years. As someone who watches this division avidly, every year I kept telling people, I said, bro, like the Bengals not gonna be good. Like people were like, oh, they came to the season every year. Joe Burrow, he's gonna do it. This is the year. Bro, the Bengals suck, bro. And I watched them regress. And I kept telling people this. Nobody want to listen to me, but I'm so glad people got to see it this year. And I don't think it's gonna get any better. Me personally, as someone who watches this division year after year. And we'll move on to the Cleveland Browns. Which I got? Cleveland.
Man, John coined it, but this is gonna be my first F-. Like, what are y'all doing, Cleveland? Like, you're terrible. Just the fact that, just going back 2 years, bro, the fact that y'all paid all that money to Deshaun, like, just no direction. Like, and I think even with Deshaun being injured, like, hope he gets better for sure. But it's just, there was no plan after that. And there was just no direction, even with Jameis. They have no quarterback. And I don't even know if, like, depending on what happens in the draft, and I know we'll talk about that later, like, I don't know if they're going to get a quarterback, right? Or going to, get Shador, Cam, whatever.
I hope so.
Nah, but I don't even know if they want to go there. That's what I'm saying.
Bless you.
Like, if Cam go to Tennessee, I don't know what Shador going to do. But it's just no direction going forward. So it's just like y'all are at the bottom. I think one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah, I agree with that. F- for sure. The Browns are just, organization as a whole needs to be demolished. I mean, abolish the niggas from the NFL, please. Like, they just the scum of our division, the scum of the AFC. Like, they're not good. They're not good, bro. It's nothing good comes from that organization. Nothing. Like, I have not seen them boys be good ever. And I'm sorry, Myles Garrett. Like, please leave, bro. Please go anywhere. Like, you don't deserve Cleveland. Cleveland don't deserve you as a human being. Like, please, Nick Chubb, get out of there. I mean, like, anything good that's in Cleveland right now, please disassociate yourself from the leech, from the sewage that is Cleveland. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him an F. I ain't gonna give him an F-. I'm gonna give him an F though.
You're nice.
Hey, you ain't get a 43. You got a 62.
Meet me after class.
Right.
Did you understand the assignment?
They didn't. So I don't know how you're gonna.
But nah, man. Shout out to Myles Garrett, man. Shout out to Nick Chubb. Like y'all said, man, the boys need to get out of there. Shout out to Jameis too, man. One thing, he gonna make you laugh, man. He gonna do something crazy throughout the game.
Nigga laughing don't do nothing for me. We at the house.
Hey, he decent, bro. He decent. Jameis decent.
I don't know.
I'm about to give niggas an extra minus.
The fact that this nigga had to pray to the Lord for deliverance from pick sixes, like,
bro, he's hilarious, bro. He's hilarious, bro. I can't give him an F- just because of Jameis, bro. He gonna bump him up to an F, bro.
I'm about to say, all right, next team. We're gonna move to the AFC South, man. We got the Houston Texans 10-7. What you got?
honestly, man, I'm gonna give them a B minus. Just barring injuries, like
Yeah.
them boys still came through, made the playoffs, won the division, unfortunately. And even with the first game with the Chargers, like I think definitely Chargers fumbled the bag, but D'Amico had them boys playing, like especially on the defensive end. And even with the Chiefs, I think with their injuries, they weren't able to do much versus the Chiefs, but they were in the game. So
Yeah.
I think a couple plays go two different ways. I think they would have actually might have pulled it off. So shout out to D'Amico and the boys. So B.
For sure. Hundo, what you got, man?
I'm gonna give them boys I'm gonna give them a C. Like Collin said, they won the division, made the playoffs, had a lot of injuries. They definitely got to get an offensive line, bro. That offensive line is terrible, bro. Invest in that offensive line, that defense, young and balling. But yeah, I'm gonna give them a C.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna give them the highest grade in this division, so B minus, bro. Like I said, CJ Stroud, like I said, this division's abysmal. But they are the bright spot, man, in this division. They make this division worth watching football for the division. CJ Stroud came in the second year in a row. He just came in and lead them. The boys to a divisional game. Again, after like we have already discussed the injuries that befell him and the team. O-line was abysmal, but he did what he had to do. Got the boys to the second round of playoffs again. So B minus. Moving on to the Indianapolis Colts. Hunter, we'll start with you, and I'll go with me, and we'll end off with Mr. Edwards here. What you got, man? Oh, my bad. Let me tell you the record real quick. They was 8-9.
They 8-9. I'm looking at it.
Okay. That's a mission.
I don't know, man. I give them boys a D. I give them a D. AR, I know Collin, not a big fan of AR, but I think he could possibly be a bright spot for him. He got to stay on the field. He got to stay healthy. He can't be calling out talking about he tired. Like, bruh, like you tired, bro. What? You a professional athlete? You talking about you tired, bro? You need a break. But yeah, I give him a D. Jonathan Taylor kept them boys in some games. But yeah, I give him a D.
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna get him was a D plus, bro. It was a D plus for me. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's clearly the best thing on that team outside of Quentin Nelson. And I think is the Forest Button still there on defense, Collin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, I give out the Forest. But I mean, other than that, bro, I mean, the city trash, the team trash. It's just actually India's the city's decent. They're all right. But the team sucks. So, I'm gonna get them boys a D plus. Yeah, like I said, because I gave Houston a D minus, I couldn't even get them a C because they weren't even close to them, in my personal opinion. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our roster doesn't even show like how bad this season was. I honestly was gonna give them a D minus to start, but I'm gonna give them a D. I think like we just got too much chaos in our organization. Like I'm not even gonna touch on AR, but I think niggas get so infatuated with the big plays, but he can't even make the simple checkdowns. I think any quarterback in this class, honestly, would at least compete in a quarterback competition with him this offseason. So not a big fan of AR. I think Joe Flacco wasn't even better. Like I think we thought we were going to get the end of the season Browns Joe Flacco, and we got Joe Flacco that needs to be on the couch. He's not good. No reason I didn't give him a D minus because we got some bright spots on the outside, like Adonai Mitchell. Like I'm definitely excited to see where he goes. Michael Pittman. I mean, he's not going to be a wide receiver one, but he'll do. Alec Pierce the same way. And obviously with Jonathan Taylor, man, he's the anchor on our offense. Sad thing is, I don't know where our offensive line goes from there because our offensive line is getting older and it's getting more expensive. So obviously with DeForest on the outside, on the other side, it's going to be a lot of decisions that's going to have to be made because we're in a rebuild mode. We're not even close to contending. I don't even want to get full with this 8-9 roster because we're not just a quarterback away. Because by the time we find a quarterback, we're going to need a lot more pieces. So let's just keep going, man.
Yeah. Jaguars, why are they an F? And which part of the F are y'all giving them? I'm gonna give them person. Yeah, y'all go ahead.
Go ahead, Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter, you start off.
I'm gonna give them an F.
Okay.
I definitely thought coming into the season they was gonna be competing for the division and the boys was about last in the division. Fired the coach. I do like Brian Thomas. I like his game.
Sure.
I don't know what they're gonna do at quarterback with Trevor. Got to stay on the field. Got to figure something out. You got Trevor in the backfield. I mean Travis in the backfield. Big Tank Bigsby, that's the name, ain't it? The backup running back. Oki took that man's spot.
Yeah, that's true.
Bruh,
You know,
word.
they did do that.
They got some bright spots on the defense, especially at like that linebacker position. Yeah, I just didn't expect them to be that bad. I don't know what they got to do moving forward. Like I said, they fired the coach. But yeah, Trevor got to figure something out.
Yeah, I give them boys. Go ahead, John.
No, I was gonna say they get an F, and that's it. Just because of Brian Thomas, that's it. That's nice. Go ahead.
Yeah, they get an F, and we have to start, thinking about a conversation with Trevor Lawrence. I'm not a big fan of Trevor Lawrence. I don't think he's that good. But I can't say much because neither is AR. But I just don't think Trevor's the answer. And just even the way they handled this offseason, it's just been a mess with firing Trent Baalke and then the whole Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl, so I don't think that he was the only problem there. So just really think that the onus needs to go on the quarterback now. So yeah.
Can we give the Titans a unanimous F- and keep it pushing to the NFC, or somebody want to give them a higher grade?
No, I'm gonna give them an F-. Them boys bad. They do have the top pick.
Number one.
We're gonna
Okay,
see.
I just want to make sure.
We're gonna see what they do. Congratulations on the number one pick.
I guess
what's
that's
crazy is what's crazy is for like L'Jarius Need to go from the Chiefs to the Titans, like
to the worst team, bro.
Because he money hungry.
now you gotta watch the Chiefs.
Now you gotta watch the Chiefs
again. and then Calvin really go join them boys. Y'all ain't even got no quarterback, bruh. I ain't going to no team without no quarterback, bruh.
Hey man, that money.
We talking about the money talks. But that money
I
talk
guess.
and no take tax.
I guess.
Man, move on to the NFC. Start with the NFC East, bro. We got Philly. How your boys feeling?
Honestly, man, like the Chiefs, like I said, man, I give them an A+. Like I can't get a Chiefs A+ and I get a Philly A+. Like them boys, shout out, like I said before and earlier in the podcast, shout out to Howard Roseman. That roster is insane. The fact that Devontae Smith is like probably your third, fourth option, like that's crazy. And plus, with the adversity they faced throughout the season, people talking about firing Nick Sirianni and going to replace him with like Belichick. I heard some of those rumors and Vrabel. The fact that he was able to stick it out and they were able to beat some decent teams in playoffs. Yeah, I'll give you at least A+. Well, I'll give you A+ for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them boys an A. 14-3. Saquon showed up and showed out, man. A lot of that is due to Saquon, man. Thank you, Saquon. You had a great season. Jalen Hurts, you were steady. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, y'all did what y'all did. Dallas Goedert did what y'all did. Defense balled, especially that front seven. Like I said, Zach Bond, he was big. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis on the D line. They got some promising talent in the secondary. So yeah, I give them boys an A, man. I give them an A.
I'm gonna give them an A as well. Like I said, because I can't give them an A+. They didn't win a Super Bowl yet. They win Super Bowl, A+. List is fluid. Commanders. How you boys feeling about the Commanders, man? Up and coming team. Shocked a lot of people this season. What y'all feeling?
I'm actually giving them boys A-, man. Commanders, with the roster, for them to make it this far, like they definitely need their props. And I think that they got a steal in the draft with Jaden Daniels. Like he looks like he's played 7 years every game that he plays. And I think just hitting on that alone in the draft just was amazing. They got some more pieces that they need in the free agency, but I think collectively, based on what the preseason expectations were versus where they went, definitely A-.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Collin on that one, A-. I low-key wanted to give them an A, but I think they just need to get some more weapons on the outside. But yeah, Jaden Daniels a beast, most clutch quarterback this season. We saw with all the game-winning drives. We saw what he do when the pressure on. He show up and show out. Got to figure out better running game, I guess, as well. But they got some vets on the defense. And like you said, they overperformed the expectations. They showed up and showed out, bro. From the number 2 pick to making it to the NFC Championship, bro. Like, dog, like, yeah.
Shout out Magic, man, for sure.
Facts. I think it's unanimous A- around here, man. Like I said, Jay Daniels. I mean, that's it. That's all I got to say about that. I mean, he's the difference, clearly. Moving on to another lackluster performance in the season by the Dallas Cowboys at 7-10. I mean, can we give them a unanimous D? Maybe even a D minus.
D for Dallas.
D for Dallas. Facts. But maybe not, Collin. What you thinking?
I mean, it is by the grace of God. Like, and I think even coaching with Mike McCarthy that they got 7 wins. Them boys were abysmal. Even with Cooper Rush, I'm not gonna give them a D minus, man. I'll give them boys a D plus for sure. Like the plus was that the fact that they were able to rattle off 7 wins with that roster. Because after you had Cooper Rush, I thought they were gonna have the number 1 pick, honestly. So yeah, I give them boys a D plus.
I'm gonna give him a D minus just because of Jerry Jones. That man gotta go, bro. He gotta go, bro. He gotta go. He gotta go.
Yeah.
Bro. Find a way to get that man out of there. I don't know how y'all gonna do it. Find a way to get that man up out of there.
Probably. Like, he's not gonna go until he's gone.
Oh, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. He be making me mad. I ain't even a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, shut up. Bro, so weird, bro.
No, that's real.
Goodness.
I am gonna give them boys a D for Dallas, and that's only because I'm giving the Giants an F. And that's I can't have them. It's like a stink and like a stinky. It's like a that's the difference. So like I'm gonna get him I'm gonna get him a D. I'm going to tell y'all right now.
Giants might get an F minus, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Giants an F. I don't think
let's go ahead and move to them, bro. Honestly, I'm giving them an F minus. Like,
well, then it's unanimous. Then we're all giving them F minuses.
Yeah. and it's not your fault, but like it hurt y'all more that y'all were on hard knocks, and we saw the way y'all handled that situation.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, F minus.
Yeah.
F minus. L's in the chat.
Them boys traded Daniel Jones. Y'all paid that man all that money. Traded Daniel Jones. What?
That's true.
I mean, you got Malik Neighbors. I guess that was a good draft pick. But I mean, shoot, you don't have a quarterback. You don't have a running back. I don't know who you got on your offensive line. I don't know who you got on your defense.
What's crazy about that is like in the Hard Knocks episode, the GM's son told them to get Jaden Daniels.
Bro, I said that's crazy.
Like, pay this man.
Nah, facts. Pay the kid. Clearly. Anyways, F minus unanimous, man. Rams. How y'all feeling about them at 10-7? They won that division.
Barely.
But win is a win. A win is a win.
The Rams, man, I'm gonna give them a B. I'm gonna give them a B plus, man. I'm giving them a B plus because they won the division, like you said. Especially with that roster, like obviously, you got Cup and Puka. Puka is definitely wide receiver 1 now. But even with that defense, like they hit on a couple of draft picks, like Jared Verse for sure. And
for sure.
Still out on Brandon Fisk, but I think Brandon Fisk has potential to be a dog too.
Yeah.
And the fact that like we saw what the Commanders did versus Philly, and in the snow, like the Rams almost won that game, like at least tied the game at the end. So Matt Stafford, shout out to him. See what this offseason holds, but with the roster and what Sean McVay did in that division, definitely be.
I'm gonna give them a C plus. I'm a Matthew Stafford fan, as y'all know. But like that offense just up and down, man. Like I just never consistently saw that offense like dominate how they should. And like you said, Puka Nacua is wide receiver 1, but like Cooper Kupp didn't even look like a wide receiver 2. He was looking like a wide receiver 3 or 4. Like I need consistency, bro. Kyron Williams, he's a dog. He's tough. Like you said, I like that Jared Verse pickup, man. That was a good draft pick, man. He bought against Philly in that playoff game. So good job picking him. But yeah, I'm gonna give them boys a C plus.
Yeah. I mean they won the division, so I'm gonna get them boys a B. made the playoffs, went to the second round of the playoffs. They smacked the Vikings in that wild card game. So because they did that, man, I'm gonna go ahead and put them boys at a B. You know, I don't expect too much more from them upcoming in the next season, but for this season, they get a B. Which I feel about the Seahawks, man. Seahawks got a new head coach, Mike McDaniel from Baltimore. They still had Geno. You know, they were just kind of just making some strides, but they still came second in the division. Like Hunter said, they barely lost the division. So, what y'all feeling about Seahawks?
Honestly, I'm gonna give the Seahawks a C plus. Because I watched a couple of the games and I felt like a lot of their wins came from the fact that, you know, the division towards the end was sorry. Like Cardinals have packed it up at the end, and the 49ers we know were injury prone. But you know, like you said, first year for Mike McDonald, definitely a bright spot with a couple of those pieces. I don't know, the jury's still out on Geno. They just look real average to me, even though they went 10-7.
Yeah, you just said it. They look real average. I'm gonna give them a C. Yeah, Geno Smith, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, DK. They got the weapons. They got the talent. Kenneth Walker, he got to stay healthy. So yeah, I'm gonna give them boys a C. They was real average. Wasn't nothing too crazy.
I agree, man. It was average. But because I'm about to give the Cardinals a D, I'm gonna go ahead and get them as a C plus. That's too close if I get them as a C. So I'm gonna go ahead and say them boys as a C plus.
I just think this whole division was close. Like I'm probably gonna give the Cardinals like a C minus. In all honesty, like they really wasn't that bad. Like they had Marvin Harrison Jr. They had a high draft pick. You turn around and win 8 games, and a lot of them games, y'all was pretty much in it. They started off pretty slow, but then they started to pick it up. They was just up and down all season. James Conner is pretty tough. They got to figure out something on defense though. They got to be able to get stops when they need it. McBride at tight end was good. So yeah, I give them boys a C minus. In all honesty.
Yeah, I agree with Hondo. I'm gonna give them a C minus. This whole division, besides the Rams, was a bunch of meh. And I think they were beating up on each other. Kyler had a bright spot at the beginning, but he kind of like faded towards the end. So just like Geno, I don't know, you know, about Kyler and his future. We'll see what they surround him with in this offseason. But you know, it's just a bunch of average. I don't really got much to say on that.
For sure. Yeah, like I said, D plus, man. 49ers. How y'all felt about them, man? They had, like I said, a lot of injuries. Chris McCaffrey's injured, lost Ayuk for the season, lost Debo again. I think Brock Purdy even got hurt at one point. So I mean, this had a lot of injury this whole season. How you feel about them?
Didn't Ayuk get hurt too?
Yeah, I said Ayuk
big
towards ACL. Yeah. So you know, but they wound up going 6-11. What y'all feel about them?
Yeah, I'm gonna the D plus, honestly. Just because even though they had injuries, you still got Shanahan, and like if Brock wants to get paid, this is what your roster is going to look like when you get paid as a quarterback. And I think he made a lot of bad decisions late, and a lot of those games, like Hundo was saying, is like a lot of the games were close, and the 49ers just lost, and they just couldn't find a way to win. And I don't know how many people on the defense was injured, but they still had a decent defense, and they still couldn't get it done. And I feel like Brock is part of the problem. Like he's leaning more towards average than elite. So yeah, just season based on the preseason expectations, even with injuries, it just was not a good season.
Yeah, coming into the season, you know, barring injuries, definitely expected them boys to get back in the playoffs. As we saw, a whole bunch of injuries throughout the season, but you got to find a way to win them games, especially against teams that you can beat. So yeah, I give them boys a D plus C minus range, you know, barring injuries. But yeah, just average. So we're gonna see what they do. Hopefully they can come back healthy next year. So we'll see.
Unanimous D plus. The boys had a lot of injuries. But I expect more from 49ers, man. It's the 49ers. So anyways, hopefully next season better for them. NFC North. Start off with the Detroit Lions, man, 15-2 record. You know, they were also riddled with injury towards that end of the season. So tell me how y'all boys felt about this year with them going 15-2 and kind of putting the NFC on their back.
I'm kind of teetering between a B and a B minus, honestly. The boys had a great season, and especially even with the injury riddled season, they definitely defy expectations. The only problem is just the way they lost to the Commanders. Like, I know we talk about injuries, but they also blew out. I don't remember if they blew up,
The
but they beat
Vikings.
Minnesota. Yeah, and
Mhm.
so you just can't lose to Washington like that. And I think people were talking about introducing the idea of an MVP conversation with Jared Goff, but I just let people know I was like, no, the Jared Goff you just saw a couple weeks ago, that's the real Jared Goff. That's the Jared Goff I know. And Jaden looked like the better quarterback that night, and I just don't think that they did it when it mattered. Like, what is the winning season? What is the having the best record in the league when you're gonna get bounced like that to the Commanders? So I'm actually give him a B.
I'm gonna give him a B plus. I hear what you're saying, Colin, about showing up when it matters, but shoot, first time winning the conference, being first in the conference, like
Mhm.
that's big, bro. Like you can't just
Facts.
miss that.
Well, though, the only thing is, man, just from personal experience, there's too many people in my ear saying Super Bowl. Like having to go to work and hear that every week, it was just like I had to make sure people got humble. So that's why I had to put it lower.
Or I feel you on that. But yeah, I get them boys a what did I say? B
A
plus?
B plus. Yeah.
B
B
plus.
plus, yeah. David Montgomery, Jameer Gibbs, Amon Ross St. Brown, Sam Laporta, and then that defense. So yeah, I'm gonna get them boys. I'm giving them a B plus.
I agree. B plus, bro. 15-1, 15-2, excuse me. Won the conference. Well, not won the conference. They won the one seed in the conference. First time they've done that in a very long time. I told y'all earlier, as we were recording this, I never expected the Detroit Lions to be good in my lifetime. And so the fact that they have kind of done that and got the one seed, I got to give them a B plus, man. They had a good season. Next team, bro, we got the Minnesota Vikings. Won 14 games this year, lost 3 of them. They lost, of course, heartbreaker in the wild card round and the game before the wild card round to get to lose the one seed. So tell me how y'all boys feeling about the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm gonna give him a C plus. Just 3 words for me. I'm sorry, Justin. That's it. That's it. He's too good for this to happen to him time after time. That's it.
Yeah, I think coming into the season, I didn't really expect them boys to be this good. In all honesty, they had drafted J.J. McCarthy, so that was the conversation coming into the season if it was going to be J.J. McCarthy or Sam Darnold starting at quarterback. We know McCarthy got injured and Sam Darnold stepped up and showed out. So I'm gonna give them boys the same grade as the Lions. I'll give them boys a B plus. Brian Flores had that defense balling. Jettis had a great season with Sam Darnold at quarterback, bruh. Like that was great. Boys only lost 3 games. Came down to the last week of them trying to win the division. They potentially could have had the one seed if they would have won that game. But came up short, lost that game, and ended up with the 5 seed. But yeah, I give them boys a B plus, man.
I'm gonna give him a B minus. I thought defense played phenomenal under Brian Flores. I thought that of course, Jetto's Jettis. He does what he does. And then, like you said, Sam played much different than the Sam Darnold that I knew could come play. So I'm gonna get him with a B minus. Um, Next team, man, we got the Green Bay Packers. They were consistent this year, another playoff team, made to the wild card round. Tell me what y'all boys feeling about them with 11-6 record and the third team in this division.
I'm actually giving them boys a C. Um, the boys good, and they definitely are only getting this because last season going in and beating the Cowboys versus this season they kind of teetered late. I know a lot of that was because of injuries, but I didn't really enjoy what I saw with Jordan Love versus Philly. Now, granted, it's Philly, but Jordan was supposed to be taking that next step up, and I think he kind of was like the same, and honestly, kind of regressed during that game. So we'll see. They're kind of still kind of average, even though their record was 11-6, but they lost versus some bad teams. So we'll see.
Yeah, I get them boys a C plus. Josh Jacobs was a big addition for them
Mm-hmm.
in the off season. So shout out to them for picking him up. Like you said with Jordan Love, just up and down, bro. Like you just don't really know what you're gonna get from him consistently on a nightly, weekly basis. So I just got to see more consistency from him.
Yeah.
Their weapons on the outside are all like nobody really stands out in my opinion
Mm-hmm.
with the weapons that they have. So somebody either got to step up and show that they that number one dude and they're gonna be that guy. And I like Kraft at tight end too though. So I give them boys a C plus.
for sure.
I agree with you, Hundo. I'm gonna get him with a C plus as well, man. I think Jordan Love, he's just streaky, bro. But like you said, I love the addition of Josh Jacobs for them boys this year. Defense was injured. They lost Ja for a good bit of the year. I think he's out of Green Bay after this upcoming offseason. So yeah, I'm gonna get him with a C plus as well. Let's use this to the last in that division, which was the Chicago Bears, who were underwhelming to say the least, with a 5-12 record. They had them one of our pick last year with Caleb Williams. He came in, and I didn't think he was that impressive. What do y'all boys think about the Green Bay Packers, the Chicago Bears as a whole this year? What grade y'all give?
Yeah. Please make sure you get that right, brother, because
My
them
bad.
families not like each other.
They hate each other. Actually,
Facts.
I'm sorry. My bad. If anybody, I don't want no beef with y'all in Chicago or Green Bay. I don't want no beef with either one of y'all. Y'all both suck, but I don't want no beef with y'all teams.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a D plus. Like kind of the same things with the Jets, even though like obviously Caleb's not Hall of Fame level like Aaron, but I think just with all the moves they made, everybody was excited to see the Bears. Like they had nice pieces with Keenan, DJ Moore, Rome. I think they had DeAndre Swift in the backfield and Caleb. Like everybody said, it could be him. But the one thing they didn't invest in was offensive line, and I think that it showed itself during the season. I don't think Matt Eberflus is a head coach. I don't think he's a good coach at all. And Shane Waldron sucks as OC. And even in the middle of the season, just the dysfunction of going with Thomas More and not having any direction. And even with the offseason, not having direction on that, even though you got Ben Johnson, but it was like a circus beforehand. It just, at the top of the season, we were all saying, man, hey, this team can make a run with that roster, but it's just a bunch of man. So,
yeah, I'm with you, Collin. I'm going to give them boys a D. Coming into the season, like we talked about, all the weapons that they had, you was expecting Caleb Williams to come in and show why he was the number one pick. You didn't really see that. He was the most sacked quarterback, like you said, in the league. They got to invest in that offensive line. They invested in the defense last year too. So yeah, get some offensive linemen, and hopefully Caleb can show that he's that guy. Hopefully,
for sure.
Yeah, I'm with y'all for sure. D plus. I don't know. They had too many weapons, bro, for them boys to be as sorry as they was. I hate quarterbacks who have weapons, a plethora of them. And they drafted you a first-round wide receiver to go along with Keenan and DJ Moore, and you had DeAndre Swift. But don't piss me off. D plus. I'm moving on. NFC South, man. Last division, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won that division with a 10-7 record. What did y'all fellas think, man? What grade would y'all give them?
Man, I was gonna give them a C plus, but I'm actually giving them a B minus, honestly, because I forgot, Baker lost Chris and Mike during the season, and Mike came back at the end. But the fact that they were able to rattle off a 10-7 record was impressive. And at the beginning of the season, people were talking about like Baker might, be in the conversation for MVP, especially leading the league in touchdowns. So I think Baker has revived his career in Tampa Bay. I think he's the franchise quarterback moving forward. Obviously, things didn't work out in the playoffs, but we know the Commanders were the missile, in the NFC at least. So I don't really blame them for that. So I'm excited to see where they go.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them boys a B. Baker Mayfield, like you said, he was having a great season. To start, Bucky Irvin was a bright spot for them too. At the running back position, Mike Evans was doing Mike Evans things. Another 1,000-yard receiving year for him. Congrats to him.
Thank you for that, man. Respect. We appreciate it.
We're gonna keep going.
Thanks, Chad.
I'm gonna give them boys a B, man. Good season for them.
Yeah, I agree. I'll give them boys a B, man. And them boys had a good season for what they got on that roster. Like you said, Baker definitely has revitalized his career, Collin. So I agree with that wholeheartly. In comparison to the rest of the division, I think they just head and heels over what you're about to see from the rest of these grades. So I got to give them a B. Falcons, Atlanta. What y'all feeling? What y'all thinking about them?
Man, honestly, I feel like this was hard for me to grade because the thing is, I think they got some bright spots with Penix and Bijan, but they waited too late to start Penix. I think because they paid all that money to Kirk, they wanted to kind of test it out, and they started to lose some bad games, but they had some bright spots at the end of the season. I'm gonna give them boys a C minus, but I definitely think at the end of the season it looked more like a C plus. But I got to be fair, so I got to give them boys a C minus.
Okay. I'm gonna give them boys a C. Y'all know I'm a fan of Kirk Cousins. He started slipping late in the season, so of course, they had to move in a different direction. I like Bijan. Cal Pitts was solid. But yeah, they were just average. Like I expected them to be better with Kirk Cousins at quarterback. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like coming into the season, like I definitely thought that they could win the division, and they definitely like competed. They definitely tried to win the division. But I definitely thought that it was probably gonna win that division coming into the season, getting Kirk Cousins, adding Kirk Cousins to that offense. But they were unable to be 500. So
They were below 500, which is why I'm giving them a C minus. I'm just not impressed by Atlanta, bro. As a city.
Nah, I had said they were unable to get to 500.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
bad. Well, still, I'm giving them a C minus. I don't, I'm not a fan of Atlanta as a city. Not a fan of Atlanta as a franchise.
Hey, what you got? Hold on, brother. What you got against Atlanta?
We not
gonna beef. Like
we're not gonna really get into it. I'm just not really impressed, man, with Atlanta. Like, I just think they should be better, and they just haven't been better in the very, 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 very long time. So yeah.
Wait, hold on. Real quick, like when you say Cal Pitts had a good season, like
I need to bring that up.
I said solid season, bro. He had a solid season.
I feel like the jury's still on him, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I mean, with Kirk Cousins, let's see what he did this year.
Yeah, 47 catches for 602 yards.
He has 4 touchdowns. That ain't terrible. What he did the years before? Let's pull up the numbers.
The same, and a little bit of the same. Yeah, 356 yards.
Yeah. You're right.
He's regressed.
Please stop. I get them boys a D. Please.
Where like when people say it pissed me off, like hold on.
I mean, for where he was drafted, yes, but I mean, like the way his career's been going, bro, that's a solid year for him, bro.
I guess
that's a solid year for him.
Okay.
Maybe he's not that guy that you think he is, bro, and that's okay.
Carolina Panthers.
Shout out to Bryce Young, man. He got
good.
Like towards the end of the year, he got going, but I mean, shoot, Thielen was his best weapon. The boy Leggett, he got to catch the ball, bro. Catch the ball, bro. You too big to be dropping passes like that, bro. Catch the ball, bro. I'm gonna give them a D minus though. I'm gonna give them a D minus. Shout out to Bryce Young.
I'm gonna give them a D plus, and that plus is only for the Bryce I saw at the end of the season. I definitely respect him for being humble, getting benched and then coming back and looking better. Honestly, they won some tough games. Even that Falcons game was back and forth, but I saw some bright spots. So that's the only reason they get a plus.
Yeah, same with me. Like I said, D plus. Lastly, we got the New Orleans Saints. They ended the season, I think, with the same record. Yep, 5-12 at the Panthers. But for me, I thought they were worse. So I'm giving them an F.
Yeah.
I'm giving them an F. I just wasn't impressed with New Orleans this year. It was Derek Carr. Alvin Kamara, I mean, please leave. I think that's it. So F for me. F for failure.
Yeah, they definitely get it. They definitely get an F for me because the only reason they get an F is because when they went 2-0, they did that little dance in the locker room like they were contenders. No, sir. No, sir. And after seeing Spencer Rattler, F.
Yeah. I'm gonna give them boys a D minus. They had a lot of injuries, bro, throughout the season. So I'm gonna give them boys the benefit of the doubt in that respect. But yeah, too much talent on that roster to be that sorry, bro. And I know, like I said, I know they had a lot of injuries, but you gotta figure something out, bro. You still had Alvin Kamara. He was still out there. So figure something out, man.
No, that's real. That's real. Like I said, them boys just really just did. I didn't think they had it. So I had to get them boys an F. I just don't see them boys. I don't see them boys getting no better. So yeah, I don't. Me personally. That's just me personally. So I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, I think our rankings, man. I think our ratings were pretty good, and I think they were fair for what we saw this season. I don't think anybody had like an egregious grade. I didn't think it was, I didn't. I wasn't. I listened to every grade, and I was like, that's fair. That's fair for what we saw for them. Like I wasn't. It wasn't like
I
even
think
with the bias of our own teams. I feel like we gave like biased good grades. It wasn't like, nah, they should have done it. Everybody I think we graded was solid.
I will say I think Collins still the thing was bogus. I think it was bogus.
That's fair, brother. That's fair. But I think when we look at back end of the season, go look at the chat. Like when they started winning games, like people expected them to contend. And towards the end of the season, I don't care that you're playing good teams. That's why Mike Tomlin said that he gets well compensated. Like, no, like they did not compete. I just was not a fan. I just think that bad taste was in my mouth. Maybe it's recency bias, but I thought the standard was more than just winning seasons. And you already went on my rant, so I'm not going to bring it back up. But it's just like, come on, man. At some point, we just have to grade you based on what I see. I'm not happy.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe that's also a part of like not living up to the standard. You got to base it off what you see, and like you can't base them off the standard. So
That's
I mean,
true.
I don't know, man. Like I said, they got to figure out something at quarterback. And then they need some more weapons. So if they can do that, go ahead.
What team that you gave an F to do you think is going to make the biggest jump next season?
Who did I give an F to? Giants.
You gave it to the Raiders, right?
Yeah, I don't really see any of them teams making no jumps, bro. Like the Giants about to still be sorry. The Raiders still gonna be sorry. Like we talked about, like those divisions are tough, bro. Like the Cowboys are gonna get better, I'm pretty sure. They're gonna get healthy, they're gonna get better. You look at the Commanders, them boys just made it to the NFC Championship. You got the Eagles in that division. They just made it to the Super Bowl. I don't see either one of them teams regressing next year. So if you're the Giants, you're competing for third, maybe with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
You look at the Raiders. We already talked about that division. The Chargers got better. They just went from a top 5, top 6 pick to the playoffs. The Chiefs are in the Super Bowl again. The Broncos made the playoffs this year, so you're playing for fourth or third. Who else did I grade low? The Browns. I don't think I gave them an F, but the Browns. I mean, what's going on there? Like
you can't do anything because you cap strap. So
yeah. So
I think the Patriots might make a slight jump. It just depends on like their division because I think obviously Buffalo. I still have them high. Interested to see what how Miami responds with the whole Tyreek news, him, even make the outburst that he wants out. I think sometimes drama can fuel a lot of losses. And obviously with the first year head coach with Aaron Glenn, like I think Aaron Glenn has the potential to be a good coach, but also too, has the potential to be like over your head and think that you're better than what you are, especially with their roster. So I think the Patriots could steal a couple wins and they could go from like 4-13 to maybe like 7-10, maybe. Still bad, but it's not as bad.
What team do you think that missed the playoffs this year do you think will make the playoffs next year?
The Bengals, for sure. The Bengals have to make playoffs because I think that if Zach Taylor doesn't make playoffs this year, he's out for sure. Yeah, what about you?
I don't know. I'm looking towards those NFC teams, especially like that NFC West, like we talked about. That division was just a bunch of mid and could have went really anyway. I'm excited to see what the Cardinals do in the future. I assume they're moving forward with Kyler Murray. James Conner's still there, I think. Got a young Marvin Harrison Jr. So maybe them, if they're able to compete in that NFC West, like I said, they got to find a way to win those close games, especially against those teams that are in their division that they could possibly beat, like the Seahawks. I don't think the Rams are going to be as good as they were this past year. So I could see the Cardinals potentially taking a jump and making playoffs.
I can see that. I don't think the Cardinals bad. It's just like I don't know. The jury's still on Kyler. I don't know if he has enough to take them over the hump. Like Marvin's gonna be good. I think they got some solid pieces on the line. They're gonna have to make another draft cycle and free agent cycle. I don't know what their cap situation looks like, but Yeah, I don't think they're terrible. I just don't think that they got enough to compete at NFC. And that's the thing though. Jaden messed it up for a lot of niggas. It's like, okay, like I'm comparing you to this guy. This guy took us to the NFC champion. Well, not NFC championship. Yeah, NFC championship, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, as a rookie. So Kyler, like the onus is on you. Like there's a lot of quarterbacks where they haven't sniffed that kind of playoff record. And so if you're talking about getting paid probably 10 times more than Jaden, and you're not even sniffing that, now you know you're gonna get a lot more scrutiny.
John, any teams that missed the playoffs this year that you think can make the playoffs next year? That's what we talking
about. Shoot, bro. San Fran, I think they come back. I think they bounce back. If I had to pick a team, I'd pick San Fran. I think the injury bug hit them heavy like this year, but I think they can really bounce back for next year. I think they really will bounce back for next year. Yeah, I heard you say the Bengals. I don't have faith in Cincinnati, bro. They about to lose T, which leaves triple teamed on Jamar Chase versus Joe Burrow.
For sure.
I've seen the Bengals draft. They're not. I mean, outside of Joe Burrow and Jameer, what's that boy name? Jamar Chase. They don't really do too much, bro. So, I mean, they could potentially make something shake, but I just don't foresee it. So,
well, my thing is, I think 2 teams are going to make it in y'all's division, and I don't foresee the Pittsburgh Steelers making it next year. So, they're the next option. So, I know the Ravens probably
are in the that's true.
Division. Who's a team that you graded an F that's going to make the biggest jump next season, John?
Dang, I give a lot of Fs out. Big jump. I want to say, my mind's telling me to say Chicago, but my heart's telling me don't do that. I feel they're gonna let me down. But we said big jump. The big jump could be from F to C+. They don't have to make the playoffs. So, if that's the case, then I'm gonna go Chicago. I think that they can fix some things up. But also, did I give the Jets an F? I don't know if I give the Jets an F or not. I might give them a D. Dang, I think they could make a jump with their coach. I should have gave them an F. So I'm gonna go Chicago.
I'll go ahead and end this out, man. Honey, you got anything else?
Nah, that's all I got, brother. You good to go.
Word, man. Man, shout out to all the people who have stayed on for the 2-hour mark. We appreciate the love. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, man. And we want your opinions. We want your grades, so put them in the comments for your team or whatever team that you think that we were bogus or it was out left field, man. Put it in the chat, man. We want to hear from you. And definitely, if you got some more topics that y'all want us to talk about, man, put it in the chat and share it with us as well. As we gear up for another Super Bowl, man, put your Super Bowl picks in there as well. We appreciate the love, man, and we will be back next week with another episode, man. Peace.
Peace.